In this chapter, we are going to take a look into what is search engine and how it works. The introduction. The main goals for this lesson is going to be understanding search engine, how it works, top search engines in the market, and how does search engine works and how does it add websites to its database. First, search engine definition. This is how I would define search engine. It is a platform where you can search for something you want to learn more about it, and it will present you with relevant information it has from its database. That sounds simple, like just like a web directory or phone directory, but the main reason it is complicated is their database, the search engine database, is the internet, world wide web. Let's take a look into more information to understand the complexity. More than 1.1 billion websites exist on the internet. You can just imagine the number of web pages there must be. Search engine contains at least 5.5 billion indexed web pages. Google alone processes more than 40,000 search queries per second. That's almost 3.5 billion a day. So you can just imagine some of the potential problems search engine face, such as how do we find all the web pages on internet? How do we store all the web pages in our information on our database? How do we find and retrieve data from our database for a search query? In what order should we display the results? How to present the results for a great user experience? And what is the best way to manage all the users effectively simultaneously? A search engine has to find a way to all these questions, answer all these questions in order to be effective. So how does search engine work? The process is very complicated, but to give you all the necessary idea for you, I have tried to simplify this process so you can get a better understanding. The process contains 5 different steps. The first one is users goes into a search engine. User searches for something on search engine. The database, the search engine scans its database. With the help of machine and human guidelines, it tries to find the best search results. Finally, the user is presented with an accurate set of results for his or her search query. So that is the overall process on how it works. Now let's take a look into the search engine market share. This is really important because when we look at the market share data, this is as of 2021, Google owns 91.86 percentage. Bing's trails that by 2.71%. You can see the differences between the first and second position. Yahoo has 1.46 percentage. Baidu, which is a local Chinese search engine, 1.13. Yandex is a local Russian based search engine which is 0.087. DuckDuckGo is a privacy based search engine which has 0.66 percentage. So with that chart, it's really clear that Google is the king of search engines. It is because they have found a way to best answer all the problems which are faced by search engine and as well as user. For some stats, Google search engine received 88.36 billion visits on to 2019. Google index or database contains of hundreds of billions of web pages. Since Google is the market leader and where your most of the market share is going to be sitting on, it makes sense to concentrate more of our SEO efforts to that. So in this course also, I will be primarily focusing on Google, but 2 other search engines which also worth considering are Bing and Yahoo, where they share their database, and also any Microsoft devices or Microsoft operating systems Default search engine is Bing since it's owned by them. So it also makes sense to them also secondarily optimize our web page for these two search engines also. So now let's quickly see how does search engine add a new websites to its database or index. This is also a very complicated process, but I have tried to give a eagle view of the basic components behind it. It consists of crawling, indexing, and serving results. Now let's take a look at by one. First, crawling. In this process, search engine use automated apps that continually search for all web pages on internet, also known as World Wide Web. These automated programs are called web spiders or search crawlers. There are several ways search engine gather information about web pages, but the most common ones are by following links from web pages that already known to them, which is already in their database. The second stage is indexing. In this stage, search engine visits all the web pages which it found through the crawling stage, and content on that web pages including text, images, video, PDF and more will be analyzed to determine the page's topic and catalog it so they can be easily retrieved when needed. All this information will be stored or known as cached in their database, also known as search index. The final step is serving the search results. This happens when a person searches for something or when he types a particular search query on search engine will display the most relevant and best set of results from their database or search index. The best search results will be determined by several factors, including searcher's location, language preference, device of the search person searches, search engine algorithms, also known as search rules and guidelines, user intent, SEO competition, and a lot more. So, in conclusion, in this lesson, we learned what is a search engine and understood the complexity behind it. And also, we found out the top three search engines in the market. And also, we looked into how search engine works and how it add new websites to its database.